This is the Coach Calhoun Show featuring Fairmont State University men's basketball head coach Jared Calhoun. The show is presented by Little General and Valley Distributing.
All right, Coach, we're coming down the last week of the regular season. Let's take a look back first. I mean, UVA-wise, you guys really pounded them. Obviously, Nick gets 48 points. What were you seeing out of that team that kind of let him go to work there?
Well, I thought our guys on senior night handled it very, very well. Sometimes on senior night, there's a lot of emotions. I've seen good and bad. I've seen some seniors come out and, try too hard, be a little bit nervous, be a little bit on edge, emotional that it's their last time in this building. But I thought our kids thrived on it. I thought our bench did a great job. We played a lot of kids in that game. Really wanted to try to develop our bench a little bit going in here to tournament time. Nick was on fire. I thought Nick did a great job. Our kids did a great job of finding him. And that was the game plan, Matt, to throw the ball close. Wise is pretty small, so we wanted to really zero in on getting the ball inside, try to shoot layups, work inside out. And I think once Nick got going, our guys really did a great job of finding him the final 7-8 minutes. And what a record. I mean, you're talking about a 50-year-old record. It's just a great accomplishment.
When did you kind of realize that he was getting close? I mean, obviously you probably had it in the back of your head when you saw his points going up. But
well, somebody said on the bench when he had 44, he had tied the record, and that's the first time I thought anything of it. So I asked Dwayne Cochran, he was sitting there, both him and Travis, our radio guy, they looked it up, and they said, hey, he needs 4 more for the record. And I'm a coach, a big believer in helping guys out and getting them understand, hey, this is history. We're not going to see this very often. This is a 50-year-old record for a reason. It's very hard to score 48 points in a basketball game. So I was just happy to be a part of it, and I was happy for Nick.
Right. You mentioned senior night. All 3 of the seniors, you have Chase, Brandon, Nick, they all play a very different role in the team. What do those guys bring to the table all year long for you this year?
Well, those 3 guys are going to be successful. That's first and foremost. All 3 guys will graduate with college degrees. I told them before the game, I said, you guys have accomplished a lot of things together. Individually, they've accomplished a lot. There's kids that dream of playing college basketball all over the country and don't get that opportunity. For you guys to live that dream out is a great accomplishment. But I felt like to try to get them guys to understand this is not the end of the road. But those kids have been instrumental in our development as a team this year in all facets. I mean, you talk about leadership, you talk about doing things by example. These 3 kids have done a great job.
Right. A little bit of time off this week. You get a chance to get with the guys and get a little bit of rest after a pretty tough schedule lately. How's the week been for you guys so far?
Well, we took off Sunday and Monday. Coach Missoula and I went to recruiting both days. Got a chance to go over to Shepherd last night, watch them play. UVA-wise with Shepherd approaching. Wanted to see them again live one more time. We've seen them a lot on tape. But you give your guys 48 hours just to regroup, kind of relax, get off their feet mentally, physically, and we'll get back to work. We'll practice Tuesday through Friday. We'll go very hard Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Very light practice Friday, play the game Saturday. And we're in a must-win situation. With the regional rankings coming out this week, we're not sure what will be. But we know we will fall going 1-1, losing to Concord, beating Wise. So we've got to close this thing out strong in the regular season, and then I think the conference tournament's going to be exciting. I think you've got 4 or 5 teams that can make a run at it. Obviously, West Liberty is the clear-cut favorite, but I think you'll have some teams challenge them this year.
All right. You mentioned Shepherd. You got to see them play last night. What do you see out of them? I mean, they're kind of a middle-of-the-road team, but they can be very dangerous at certain times.
Yeah, Matt, they've got 2 great seniors. Those 2 seniors are really good. Great point guard, great big. Young team. There's a little bit inconsistent throughout the year, very similar to us. They're playing 4 or 5 sophomores, some freshmen. When they make threes and they shoot the ball well, they guard better. They're a team that's very, very dangerous in transition. It's always a tough place to play, and then you're playing on their senior night with 2 very, very good seniors that have had great careers in the West Virginia Conference in the Mountain East. So it'll be an emotional day for those kids.
Right. You look back at the game where you guys played them last time. What did you see out of that game that you guys can maybe fix and kind of make it a little bit more confident?
Yeah, we did a good job heating them up. There's times, in your press, it's risk reward. Sometimes the risks are you can open up the floor, they can shoot layups, they get wide open threes. So you have to recognize as a coach if you're going to press and you're trapping, you're flying around. If you're doing a great job, it makes you look really good. But if you don't get stops, you don't get back in transition, you look bad as a coach. So Well, I think we'll mix it up. They're a good team. We have to keep them off balance, show them different looks, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
Obviously, don't want to look past Saturday's game, but next week the Mountain East Conference tournament coming up. What have you said to your guys about going to that tournament? Like you said, you got a lot of young guys who have maybe not even been there before. What can you tell them about going to
Well,
that?
the good thing is, Matt, we also have 6 players that have played at the Civic Center. 6 players have been a part of the Mountain East Conference tournament. I think it's a great tournament. I think it's a great venue. Very, very happy it's in Charleston. I think it's the best place to have it. I think you can get a lot of fans there from all areas. We have kids, with Caleb and Charlotte, with our New York people. It's close enough. It's also a little bit, distance-wise, traveling for our family members. But I think the conference tournament is really, really good there for a lot of reasons. Like I said, the location, our families can get there. I think the venue, being a nice arena, historic arena, I think the kids get excited to play in that. So, looking forward to that, but also we've got a huge game at Shepherd before that. So we really don't want to talk about that too much.
Right. What do you think the guys have to do to kind of finish strong this year? I mean, obviously go out and get a win against Shepherd, but what do you think mentality-wise they have to do?
I think they have to want it more than the opposing team. I think that's a big key. In our losses, we lack energy, we lack discipline. We've got to come out of the gates ready to go. You're playing on the road at Shepherd. Hard place to play. So our guys got to be dialed in mentally. But I think as far as basketball-wise is what you're asking, I think our assist-to-turnover ratio, I think we have to take care of the basketball. When we turn the ball over, I think we lose every game. I think when we're a positive assist-to-turnover, we win every game. I think that's the first thing. I think we've got to get easy baskets against Shepherd. You got to get out and run. You got to get out in transition. But if we don't have that, we can't have live ball turnovers. That costs us. If you go back and look at all our games, Matt, the ones that we've lost, we've had a lot of live ball turnovers. We turn it over, they convert it into points. We can't have that.
All right. The second half of the season here, I mean, you guys have really turned it on. You have a little skid in the middle, but that didn't really play too much of a big role in the second half success. I mean, what differences have you seen from your team down the stretch here that maybe you didn't see down the stretch in the first half?
Well, I think, Matt, this year has been trying once again. I think the last 2 years we've been plagued a little bit by these injuries.
Right.
It's hard when you can't have the practice time. So I think as a staff we've done a great job of shortening our practices, being high energy, but shorter practices, not wearing them out as much, keeping them fresh. But we want to get the NCAA tournament. That's our goal. That's why we all do this. We want to punch our ticket. And I think a few more wins we can get there, but we also are a win or two away from not making it. So this is crunch time, high pressure time. I think the kids have to stay focused. They have to get in the gym. They got to work on their game. They've got 4 days to do it. And then you go play some games and you try to beat some good teams.
Tune in to timeswv.com on your computer or mobile device every Thursday at 7 p.m. for a new episode of the Coach Calhoun Show presented by Little General and Valley Distributing.